perfection. The love of Yahweh through a human being does not produce flawless perfection. It produces a completed, finished, and accomplished action. Selah.
Selah.
The love of Yahweh flowing through a child of Yahweh does not achieve flawless perfection. It achieves a goal, an accomplishment, or a completed task.
Amen.
You see the difference? You see the difference? When something like a trip or an assignment has been done, the goal has been met, it is said to be perfected. I'll say that again. When a student finishes their homework, when they do their assignment, when you and I take a trip and we finish our trip, it is said to have been what? Completed and perfected. And that's what Yeshua is talking about. If we dwell in Him, then He will accomplish goals and works that He will finish to do through you. That doesn't mean you're going to be perfect like He is. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Here's the bad news. You'll never be like Yeshua, perfect. Here's the good news. Be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. That means the Father works through designated, desired, predestined, and inscribed goals and accomplishments in your life, and He does not want you going anywhere until you have finished every goal and every accomplishment and everything that He has for you to do in this earth. So when you finish an assignment, when you finish a goal or a task for Yahweh, Yahweh's love is being perfected in us. Because in your flesh, you want to go to the Yankee Red Sox game, drink beer, and smoke pot. But instead, because you are His disciple, you're feeding the homeless. You're contributing half of your salary to build a hospice. You're helping to pay your brother's rent and keep their lights on. And that's a goal, that's a task that Yahweh has assigned for you to do. And the Yahavah of Yahweh is now working and flowing. It's being perfected in you. Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Amen.
You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand this. You're never going to be perfect like Yeshua. But if you accomplish the goals and the tasks and the things that Yeshua has called you to do, the love of Yahweh is in fact being perfected in us. So instead of seeing that person as a problem and as a thorn in your side, or that situation at work, or the situation in your domestic situation as a thorn in your side, look at it as an opportunity for Yahweh, who is dwelling in you, to perfect a goal and a task. If He's calling you to do something momentous in Israel, stop fighting it and assume your rightful place. If Yahweh's calling you to live a patriarchal marriage, do not consult with flesh and blood. Even your own flesh and blood. Obey His voice. There's a goal. There's an accomplishment. There may be generations and generations and generations of abusive families in Africa who have been abused by an institution that has been perverted by Satan, and Yahweh wants you to show and how to do it according to Torah, and to love and let His love be perfected in you. Like Hosea. Hello? Did you ever know about Hosea and Gomer Pyle? Hosea dated Gomer Pyle. The only problem with Gomer Pyle, she was a hooah. Hooah, 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 Yahuwah. And I'm not talking about the internet service. And every time he brought her back, the love of Yahweh was perfected. Go back, go get her and bring her back.
Wow.
The love of Yahweh was perfected. And in the end, who was better for it? Mrs. Gomer Pyle or Hosea? Hosea, in the end, was a perfected man. Not a perfect man, but only a Hosea, in a way that Ray Guerrero will never know. Hosea knew the love that Yahweh had for Israel in a way that you will never know. Because Yahweh's love was being perfected in Hosea.
Wow.
Does that mean Hosea was perfect?
Nope.
No. Not at all. Was Gomer Pyle perfect? Mrs. Hosea? Gomer Pyle? No. No one was perfect. We're not talking about flawless perfection. We're talking about meeting the goals and the callings that Yahweh has put on your life. Because if you do not walk in His assignments and complete His tasks, there's bad news, brothers and sisters. You need to be fearful of the Yom Hadin. I would hate to come to Yahweh after 30 years living as a believer and 20 years living as a rabbi and say, I used to, but they all fell away. I was a bad example. I was pitiful. I taught these folks. I distributed about 200 titles to rabbis and wannabe Popeyes and rabbis. Everybody had a title, Father. Father, I gave out titles like people were giving out Milky Way. And they were giving out candy. I gave him a title. He was a Chazan, he was a rabbi, he was a Popeye, he was a Puma, he was a Nike. Everybody had a title. But in the end, when they all wound up what? Denying the faith. They got swept away by Judaism. I had no disciples. No one bore fruit. No one bore fruit. No one finished their mission. No one accomplished their task because they saw me fake away, man. I was enduring almost to the end, but before I got to the end, I faked away, and I caused all these people to stumble. And now I got to. Do you think I'm going to have confidence in the day of Yeshua? No. You think Yeshua's love is being perfected in me? No. When I'm not fulfilling the tasks and the accomplishments that He has not given Matthew, and He has not given Donna, that He has given me. What has He given you to do? What accomplishment? Every time you accomplish a task for Yahweh that He has assigned you to do, the love of Yeshua has been perfected. Completed, Amen. Finished, done. Amen. Is anybody getting this?
Oh, yeah.
Or am I just drinking myself silly here?
No, he's right.
This message will understand your life. You will bring you understanding. So you're not so hard on yourself. Because Yahweh knows every morning when some of us go to put on our shoes, we go to get dressed. Muscles that I didn't know I had, you know. Hello, you haven't been perfected. And if you're complaining in the morning before your coffee, what are you going to do to that poor person you live with? You're going to crucify him because you're already banging yourself over the head and saying, oh, Yahweh, oh, it hurts. You know, it's like we're already complaining that the sun hasn't even risen. Well, pardon me. I know I'm not talking to anybody here. I know that. Praise Yahweh for all the perfected saints, flawless saints we have with us. So it is important to understand. When people think of perfection, they think of flawless perfection like Yeshua, who never sinned. No. The love of Yahweh works not through flawless perfection, but through finished, completed, accomplished assignments when Yahweh calls you, like a completed trip, a completed assignment, a completed task, a completed goal. We have been perfected. And we don't have to be afraid of the judgment. We are not going to lose things at the Bema, 2 Corinthians 5:9. We're going to be what? Rewarded at the Bema if we allow, if His love abides in us, and His love is always active. His love is always working. So His love is going to keep on keeping on and accomplishing new goals. Listen carefully. Yahweh is a goal maker. Yahweh is a goal setter. You can't go through life as a believer saying, whosoever will, let him come. Whatever, que sera, sera. No. What are your plans to finish a task that Yahweh has assigned for you? To hold a job, to get a job, to provide, to contribute. You can't go through life as a believer and say, oh, I'm saved and born again. Praise Yahweh. He has goals, He has jobs, He has tasks, He has assignments that He has given you. And when you meet those goals, the love of Yahweh is being perfected in us. Amen. And here's the problem. Don't look for your rabbi or your best friend to tell you what the goals are. Or your aunt. Amen. Or your aunt. Or your potato. Or your potato. And not even yourself, because you are your own worst enemy a lot of times, and I am my own worst. I hear voices, but not the Son of Yahweh. I have feelings, but they're not Yahweh's compassion for Gomer Pyle. A captive woman, indeed, if there ever was a captive woman. That's what it means to be perfected. Now we go back to part A. of 1 Yochanan. Can I get a witness?
Amen.
Amen.